Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're talking about the 2023 IFBB Pro League Chicago Pro Masters women's events results. So we've got Bikini, Figure, Women's Physique, and Women's Bodybuilding, all the Masters competitors. So if you're looking for the open division, that's in a separate video because it would have been too long. There were so many amazing athletes, I'd have too much to say. And I'm almost caught up. I've got one more recap to go that I'm a bit behind on, and then we are caught up with the weekend. And of course, there's more shows coming, so make sure you subscribe. All right, so in terms of the scorecard, here's women's bodybuilding over 40. In first place, Kina, second, Wendy, and third, Maria. So here's Maria in third, and I think she looks amazing. I love her style. The red hair, her eyeshadow's gorgeous, beautiful big red lips. Her suit looks like leather. She's just cool. She looks awesome. And what a good X frame. A lot of size in her legs. I think she's got amazing quad sweeps, nice small waist, big lats, just a beautiful overall silhouette. I love all of the detail coming through in her quads, but I think conditioning could have been even sharper to have more lines coming up her legs, a little more definition in the abs. And I feel like she could have even more delts just to have a bit more height here. But overall, great style, great look, beautiful third place. Next is Wendy in second. We actually saw her get fifth place in the open division, and then we saw her just a couple weekends ago at the Atlanta Pro getting second in 40 plus as well. So she's doing amazing. I particularly love her lats. I think she's got this beautiful curve, this amazing fullness. She's got great detail coming through in her biceps, nice curve in the bottom of her arms. She's got a lot of muscle mass, really nice overall shape. I think she needs more size on the legs. The sweep could be bigger, the inner thigh could be bigger, and more detail to come through on the abs. If she could just get a bit more of that six-pack definition, then I think she'd be smoking. But clearly, she's doing amazing, a lot of great placings, and she looks fabulous. And then in first place is Kina, who we also saw get fourth place in the open. Very impressive. I noticed her biceps. I think she's got great peaks. I noticed her beautiful lats. She's got a lot of size, a nice balance in the size of the lats with the size of the arms. She's got a very smooth, beautiful torso with a nice small waistline. I believe I mentioned in the other video how much I like the cut of her suit. It definitely pulls your eye in that V taper shape, makes her waist look really small. She's got fantastic ab definition and amazing definition in her legs. Like, look at all the detail in her quads. Fabulous. Good size, good sweep, good curves. So just head to toe, she looks polished. She's got great skin. She looks tight. She looks smooth. She's got a beautiful X frame, nice conditioning. You're seeing those muscles, and she just looks very poised and perfect. So a great first place. Side by side, you can see Maria has amazing legs, great size. I think Wendy has some beautiful detail, particularly in her upper body. Her biceps look fabulous, but she does need a bit more size in the legs, a bit more conditioning when you compare her with Kina in first. All you see are those lines in her abs, the lines in her legs, and that great overall shape. And then from behind, I definitely noticed that Maria has some beautiful size in her glutes. But I think when you look at the three, Kina's glutes have that most crazy shape, striated, beautiful definition in her hamstrings. I don't think anybody else has as much detail coming through. And they all have nice small waists and good V-tapers. I think Wendy in particular has some great 3D definition, that fullness in the back. But Kina overall, the shape and the detail, first place. Okay, over 50 women's bodybuilding. In first place, Kina, second, Nydia, and third, Maria. So here's Maria. We already talked about her. Nydia in second place, beautiful. Her legs are amazing. Check out all of that detail in her quads. She's got great striations. She's got great lines coming all the way up. Beautiful curves in her inner thighs. She's got nice detail in her abs, a nice smooth silhouette. I think she could have more curve and fullness in the lats to balance with these beautiful legs, but I'm loving all of the detail that's coming through in her arms. Great lines, beautiful curves in the delts. Her posing is fabulous. She's really open and big and definitely showing off that X frame. And nice attention to detail. You got the blue nails to match the suit. Her makeup looks nice. And I always love when these muscular ladies have the hair off of their shoulders so you can just see the full beauty of their upper bodies. So I think she did amazing. And then Kina, who we've already seen. So here's the side-by-side, beautiful. Now that I see the women in this lineup, I feel like Kina could have had a bit darker of a tan. I think Nydia looks really good in her coloring, same with Maria. But still, I think that Kina has a lot of size and really nice shape to the legs, beautiful midsection, really good lats. Nydia beside her is very comparable. I think she's got really good features as well. But from behind, I think Kina takes it. So I think Kina, again, is having a little bit more detail coming through in her hamstrings, a bit more craziness in the glutes. Nydia, I think, has some beautiful shape, a really good size, but you're not quite getting as much of those lines down the back of the legs. She's got great delts. Both women have great delts. All three women have great backs in general, but this to me was a little bit closer between the two, but I think Kina did a really great job with her conditioning in the back of the legs. All right, and now in over 45, I believe it says Mara, but I think it's Maria again because we've seen her now a few times. This is her evening show outfit. She changes in between. She goes into a different look with the green, but still the same body, and she looks amazing. Okay, let's move on to figure over 40. In first place, Sandy. Second, Edith. Third, Laura. Fourth, Sherry. And fifth, Melanie. And when you look a little closer at the scores, you'll see it was very close between fourth and fifth. Okay, so here's Melanie in fifth place in a beautiful, striking, it's almost like silver, but you can see there's some purple. What a beautiful suit. Very eye-catching, very bright. She's got some gorgeous ab definition, nice size in her delts, and I think the delts have a great balance with the size in her legs. But I do think she needs more conditioning to show off a bit more detail of those quads. I love the abs. I think her V-taper is really nice, but just a bit more detail in the legs would have taken it next level for me. Great posing, great style, beautiful coloring. She looks fabulous. Next is Sherry in fourth. Love her delts. Amazing shape. I love how high they come off her collarbone. She's got this really great V. She's got a nice taper with the lats, and the waistline is so tiny, extremely smooth, and very flat. Nice definition, particularly in the sides and her obliques. Just a beautiful upper body in particular. Her legs are nice as well. I think she could have a bit more roundness to the inside of the thighs. She's got some good calves. So just to keep the eye rolling over her leg, I would definitely want to see a bit more curve to the inner thigh. And maybe even that's something she could play with posing, have the toes pointing out a little more. That might bring the legs together. But overall, I think she looks really great. Perhaps a little more of the detail could be sharper in the legs, but I think she's got a really nice look. Then in third place is Laura. Stunning. Her, the lack of hair is so striking. You definitely get a great view of her delts. Beautiful silhouette. She's got nice full wide lats, a very small waist. Great detail coming through in her legs. I do think she could have more ab definition. That would definitely take it to another level. And the delts are nice and big, but I feel like they could have a bit more of that curve, that full roundness on this upper part over here. This arm to me looks a little bit more curvy than this one. So it could just be the angle. But overall, I think she's got a great shape. You definitely see that V, and she looks beautiful. Okay, Edith in second place. She also got fourth place in the open, so extremely good. Amazing muscle amount, like her density, the mass. She's very thick and wide and full in her lats. Her whole upper body is just this massive triangle of muscle. She looks incredible. She also has really great definition. So you have a lot of detail in her legs. You've got the abs, the six pack. You've got beautiful curves coming through in her arms. I think she really nailed the conditioning, and the suit is gorgeous. Her style with the earrings and the coordinating bracelets. Her posing looks really good. I think she could have a little more size in the legs, you know, if these could be a bit rounder over here, just to really complement the lats. But still, overall, she's got a great shape, and her conditioning definitely puts her a step ahead. So a beautiful job for her. And then in first place is Sandy. Absolutely amazing shape. She's so narrow in the waist, and it just does wonders for that frame. The silhouette is absolutely stunning. She's got nice curvy legs. She's got this tiny waist and beautiful curvy lats and rounded shoulders. I think she looks really amazing. The suit is such a unique cut, definitely eye-catching. She had a unique cut at the Atlanta as well, so that is certainly something that she has fun with. Beautiful fit to the bottoms. It definitely draws your eye to her narrow waist. Beautiful definition. And show to show, I think she looks really good. She's keeping it together, great detail and fullness in the legs, and just overall a incredible shape. So there's the side by side, and you cannot help but look at Sandy. Her abs, her delts, her legs are so big and so full, and just the overall shape is amazing. I don't think anybody has that same extreme smallness in the waist with the large delts. Edith beside her has some beautiful mass, not quite as narrow, and I think Sandy, you just notice her shape really clearly. And then from behind, wow, Edith for sure has really great V and so much muscle in her back, but I'm loving the tininess in Sandy's waist and then the very balanced glutes that just make your eye roll over her physique. And then she doesn't quite have as much of that hardness, that striated look as Edith, and I think that that's good for her. It really fills out the glutes. She's got a line where you need it, but she still has that nice full shape. I think Laura, Sherry, and Melanie all could have had a bit more conditioning to the glutes to have a bit more of that easy to see line, that shape coming down the edge of the glutes. Sandy, I think, really nailed it. She looks beautiful. Okay, figure over 50. In first place, Edith. Second, Lena. Third, Lori. Fourth, Laura. And fifth, Sherry. So here's Sherry in fifth place. We've already seen her, so we'll just keep going. There's Laura in fourth. We've seen her as well. Okay, Lori in third place. Beautiful delts and lovely quad sweep. I think she's got gorgeous curves, nice small waist, beautiful shape to the legs. The conditioning is there. You can see some nice detail in the quads. You see some six-pack, but I think it could have been sharper. You could have seen the line coming down the inside of the thigh a little bit more, the detail coming through in the quads. And maybe a bit more size as well. And like I said before with another competitor, perhaps even just playing around with the placement of the feet might bring that space a little smaller to make the legs appear bigger. But even with that, I think she could have a bit more size of the quads to really balance with the lats, because my eyes are definitely drawn to her upper body and these beautiful shoulders and this nice width. It's a great suit. Love the colors. Love that the lines are pulling your eyes out. I think she did great. Amazing third place. Okay, Lena in second. Fantastic detail coming through in her legs. Her quads look just gnarly. So many different lines and grooves and beautiful detail for sure. She's got a really small waist, some nice oblique definition. I wouldn't mind if there was a bit more of the ab six-pack definition coming through. Nice width to her lats and amazing size in the delts. I wonder if she wasn't quite in her pose or if our angle's just a little off, because I feel like she looks more solid in the pose when she's in the lineup. In this particular picture, I almost feel like she's coming forward with her shoulders rather than up and back and open. And I think if we saw her with like that, how I just described, it would be more complementary to the shape of the shoulders. But still, I think she looks awesome. Beautiful suit. She definitely has more of a low fit to her suit when you see it compared in the lineup. But still, it's beautiful colors. She looks amazing. Great conditioning and great tiny waist. Okay, Edith in first place. This is exactly what I mean about the shoulders and being up, open, back. The chest is up. The fit of her suit just seems higher. It's more open. It's more up. And you just see that V taper and that strength in the upper body a little bit more. Now, we've already seen Edith, so I will keep going. Okay, here is the side-by-side. Edith, to me, has such a great amount of muscle with beautiful definition. So she's got curves, she's got detail in the abs, and she's got really fabulous lats and delts. So her V-taper is undeniable. I think Lena has an amazing width to her upper body, but somehow Edith just looks a bit more muscular and full. And then from behind, I think Edith, again, you definitely see that 3D, that fullness in the back. You've got a lot of very sharp lines. The definition is really clear. Beautiful glutes. Nice sweep to the legs. I definitely noticed Lori's beautiful V-taper, Lena as well, but nobody is really showing me that density in the upper back in particular like we're seeing from Edith. Okay, over 55. Figure in first place, Lori, and second place, Andrea. So here's Andrea in second place, stunning bikini or figure suit. I think it's a beautiful color, fits her really nice. She's got great legs, good definition coming through in the quads, nice abs. I do think she could have a bit more lat if there could be more of that V-taper shape by just having more width and fullness to the lat, but also if the delts could come a little higher. I think that would really help draw your eye from wide to narrow. She definitely has a beautiful narrow waist. Overall, she's got a really nice shape, good detail, and she looks fabulous. And then Lori in first place, who we've already seen, amazing size in those legs. So here's the ladies side by side. You can see Lori's got a little bit more height in her delts, a little bit more fullness and roundness to the quad sweep. I think Andrea's got really good definition coming through in her quads in particular, but Lori just has a bit more muscle size and she's got that X frame a little bit more clear. Same with from behind, looking very sharp, very tight. The glutes look very full and beautiful V-taper. Okay, moving on to bikini, over 40. In first place, Jill. Second, Nina. Third, Mercia. Fourth, Abby. And fifth, Gigi. So here's Gigi in fifth, and I think she's so pretty. She's got beautiful makeup, gorgeous hair. I love the color of her suit. It's got a turquoise vibe, even though it's blue and green, and it's just gorgeous. Lovely tan. Her skin looks beautiful, smooth. I think she's got good obliques, a really nice hourglass shape with a nice curve to her glute. But I do think she's a little bit too sideways in the way that she's standing. It complements her waistline for sure, but I'm not seeing a lot of curve to the leg. And you've got a nice curve to the hamstring, but I'm losing it in the quad. It looks quite straight. The back leg, on the other hand, I think has a nice curve. So I think she could play around with having the toes pointing a little bit more forward, and that might show off the curve a bit more. Delts look good. You've got a nice size, but I do think she needs a little bit more of the roundness to complement the roundness of her glutes. Still, an amazing 5th place. All right, next and 4th is Abby. Okay, so Abby is doing what I just mentioned at her last show, where the foot is a little bit more to the front. I do feel that even on Abby, this is more complementary to the quad. Here she is a little bit more sideways, or perhaps it's just a different angle of the photographer. But either way, we're seeing it more sideways. And I feel that we're losing some of the shape of the quad, even though her leg is looking very large and muscular. I definitely prefer this angle myself. I think in this pose, we're losing a lot of the back leg, whereas we got to see a bit more of the shape here. We got a great view of her glute and a beautiful look at the silhouette and the curve of her hamstring. Nice small waist, good lat, beautiful delt. Maybe she could have a little bit more of the conditioning to have the lines a bit sharper, outlining the delt, the little bit more clear coming down the leg, but it's pretty darn good. I think she looks beautiful. I love her makeup. I love the suit. And this is a good 4th place for her. Next and 3rd is Mercia. Absolutely stunning. She's got great conditioning. You've got a lot of detail coming through in her quads. You've got a nice line separating out the hamstring. Beautiful detail by her kneecap here. Good curves and fullness in the hamstring. Nice rounded shape to the glute. Very small waist and nice fullness in her upper body. Really good hourglass. I think she could have a bit more size to the top part of the glute up here, but otherwise I think she's got a really good balance. She's got nice curves in the arm, nice curves in the glutes, nice curves in the back of the legs, and beautiful suit and great makeup and lipstick, all of it. She looks really good. Next, Natalia in 2nd place. Gorgeous. I love the roundness that we're seeing in her quad sweep. A great pose. Her legs look full. They look muscular. They look really like bursting. They're really stretching that thin skin and giving you such a great shape. Nice line coming down the side of the leg. Beautiful detail on the side of her hip here. And she's got fabulous fullness to her glute. You see the curve right from, it starts from the beginning of her suit and goes all the way to her hamstring. So that's a really good look. A nice fullness, nice size, very small waist, and beautiful delts. Maybe she could have a little bit more fullness in the lats. Certainly that's not something you have to work on too much. Maybe it's just a posing thing, just to pull open the upper body a little bit more. But I think overall, very pretty, beautiful makeup, great suit. It's gorgeous colors, and she did amazing. And now in 1st place is Jill. Okay, we just saw her at the Vancouver show, and oh my gosh, does she ever look amazing? And she looks really different, even though the shows were just around the corner from each other. I think she did a fantastic job with her conditioning. You've got a really good line coming down her leg. In the back, you've got a bit of detail. You don't see that as clearly at the Vancouver show. Her obliques were insane before, and they are still extremely detailed, but I think her waist looks even smaller than it did. Extremely smooth and flat in the front. She's tweaked the posing ever so slightly to pull this shoulder more back. It opens up the chest. It really gives your eye a good look at her hourglass, and I think she's unbeatable. She looks so good. Beautiful shape, beautiful conditioning, great amount of muscle. Her legs look big, her delts look big, and the posing is perfect. Love the suit, love the hair, love the makeup, everything else, gorgeous. Okay, in the side-by-side, you're drawn to Jill. Her posing is spectacular. She looks open, she looks hourglass, she looks curvy, she looks strong. You definitely see that line, you see the definition. I think 2nd place, 4th place, and 5th place are all too sideways. They could open up the shoulders a little more like 3rd and 1st and show a bit more of their torsos. Beautiful glutes on everyone, but man, you're noticing that height, the roundness. I think Jill really nailed it. And from behind, I think Jill looks really good as well. She's got good curves in the inside of her legs, beautiful detail coming down the hamstrings. Her glute ham tie-ins are very easy to see. You're seeing them very well on Abby as well. Nice hourglass shape. I think the delts are very complementary to her narrow waist, and she looks gorgeous. Natalia and Abby, I think, need a little bit of length off of the hair, maybe in that more V shape, but still a beautiful top 5. Okay, over 50. In first place, Mercia. Second, Samantha. Third, Michelle. Fourth, Carla. And fifth, Elsa. And it was close between fourth and fifth. Okay, here's Elsa in 5th place in a beautiful suit. It's a gorgeous color. It fits her great. She's got lovely legs. I really like all this detail we're seeing in the back quad. She's got nice fullness in her glute. I think the posing could be a little better to really wring out her midsection, really twist, show off the oblique a bit more, open up the chest, open the lat, open the shoulders, get this delt really far to the side so that it's more lined up with the glute. But I think she's got some beautiful legs, great size, and overall she looks lovely. Nice tan, nice skin, a beautiful 5th. Next is Carla in 4th place. We've seen her before. She's always amazing. And what strikes me is her beautiful midsection. She's holding her upper body very tall, very open. You get a great look at her obliques, which just seem to go forever. Then I notice this quad and all that beautiful detail. She's got a lot of definition coming through on her glutes. Maybe arguably a little too much. You got to be careful in bikini that you're not too hard. You still want to have beautiful roundness and fullness. But I love it. I love the groove. I love this line. I think she's got nice details. She could have a bit more size to the sweep of the quad in the back, I think, the back leg here. But overall, I'm loving the delts. I'm loving her torso, and she looks beautiful. This is her best makeup, too, I think. Her eyebrows look perfect, the lipstick color, her cheeks look gorgeous, everything. It's a beautiful look for her, and I think it was a great 4th place. Next and 3rd is Michelle. I love her amount of muscle. She's got big quads, she's got big delts, beautiful balance between upper and lower. I think you notice how coordinated and lovely the red suit is with her red lips. She's got a really nice S curve to her back. She could have more size in the glutes, particularly considering how large and beautiful quads she has. So just a bit more of that fullness and roundness here. But overall, I'm loving the muscle. I think she's got a great shape. Maybe a little bit more tightness in the midsection that could potentially be a posing tweak just to make the abs look really flat, get a little bit of the ab definition in. But overall, a beautiful shape, great calves. She's stunning. In 2nd place, Samantha. I didn't quite have a picture of her in her pose, but you can see she's got gorgeous glutes, really high, really round, nice obliques, a flat tummy, amazing definition, like vascular, gorgeous shape coming through in her delts. I think she looks really pretty, beautiful makeup, nice hair. It's nice that it's back and off of her face. The suit is gorgeous, great colors. She's got a nice curve to the front of her leg. I think she could have a bit more definition so you see the line in the quad a bit more. But overall, I think she's got a great silhouette and a beautiful overall look. And now in 1st place is Mercia, who we've already talked about. So here are the girls side by side. Definitely I'm drawn to our 1st place winner. She's got a lot of detail coming through in the legs, a lot of size, and a great shape to the glute. I think Samantha beside her has some nice size in the glute, but doesn't quite have the definition coming through like we see on Mercia. And from behind, okay, Mercia's glute ham tie-ins are so visible. She's got detail down her hamstrings, really small waist, just that beautiful hourglass. I love her tan. I love all the gloss. I think she looks fabulous. Carla's glutes, I think, might be a little bit too striated. They're a bit lean. Samantha maybe is standing a bit too wide. It's throwing off that proportion of the lower body to the upper body. I think Elsa and Michelle could both have a bit more length to the hair, but beautiful size in the glutes and nice legs on both of them. So a fabulous top 5. Okay, bikini over 55. In first place, Michelle. Second, Janine. Third, Janet. Fourth, Elsa. And fifth, Miriam. So here's Miriam in 5th place. Beautiful tan. She's so dark. Looks amazing on stage. Great gloss. That shine in her hip is beautiful. So complimentary. I think she has amazing delts. I think she looks even leaner. You got more definition than you had at the Clash Southern. Definitely you see this line very clearly down her leg. Great obliques. Beautiful suit. I love her hair. That curl she gets right by her ears really draws your attention to her smile. Beautiful size. I like the curve of her glute. Just overall, she looks amazing. Great conditioning and great shape to the delts. Next is Elsa, who we've already talked about. Janet in 3rd, beautiful midsection. She's got some nice, a flat stomach with a bit of definition coming through in her abs. Beautiful waistline. The hair is obstructing a bit of the delts. I would certainly want to put that behind her ears or behind her shoulders just so you can see the shape a little more clearly. I think she's got great size in her legs. She's got a nice sweep. A little bit of that definition coming through, but I think it could be sharper. And then in terms of her glutes, more size up here would be amazing. Just to have a bit more of that fullness and make your eye really travel her hourglass. But I love her suit. I love her dark hair and her makeup. The lipstick is beautiful, and I think she looks really good. Next is Janine in 2nd place. First of all, I love her suit. The colors are so pretty. It matches the floor perfectly. I think her hair is beautiful. The color, the curl, her makeup looks lovely. Her skin tone looks beautiful. It's a great tan. She's got nice definition in the groove in her hip. A little bit of detail on the back leg. Nice, just that little bit of a line here in her quad. I think her glutes look particularly good where they connect with the hamstrings. Just overall, a fantastic shape, a really small waist, beautiful overall. Maybe she could have a bit more delt just to pull out some of that curve here and really balance you with her lower body. But overall, beautiful. Now, Michelle in 1st place, we've already seen. Okay, so here is the top 5. Absolutely beautiful. Michelle has the most size in her legs. Her quads look amazing. Great delts. I'm also drawn to Janine. I really like her posing. I think her suit is very eye-catching as well as her blonde hair. But everybody looks beautiful. Miriam's delts, I notice. Elsa's quad, I think, has some great size. Janet, her midsection looks beautiful. Very great obliques. It's gorgeous. And from behind, Michelle impresses me with the size of her legs, that beautiful curve she gets to the inside and the quad sweep. And wow, what width she has in her glutes. Great size, great fullness. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, over 60, bikini. In 1st place, Janine, and 2nd place, Janet. So we've already seen Janet. And we've already seen Janine. So here they are side by side. Both women look beautiful. You can see, though, that Janine has a bit more conditioning. There's a bit more of those lines coming through. Both women have great small waists, beautiful style with, you've got dark with blue, you've got light with purple, beautiful tans, beautiful skin, gorgeous women. But from behind, Janine's hourglass comes through a little bit more clearly. I think she's holding her hands in a more flattering way on her thighs. It opens up her upper body, whereas Janet is pinching a little bit more. So I think Janet could definitely try to open up the delts so that your eye is drawn to her width. Both women have amazing, very tiny waistlines, some fullness in Janet's glutes, but I think Janine has a bit more of that tightness coming through. So you've got glute ham tie-in, a bit more definition in the back of the legs. So to me, it was a clear win for Janine, but amazing nonetheless. Okay, women's physique over 40. In first place, Marissa, and second, Shannon. So here's Shannon in second place. Beautiful suit, and I love the volume in her hair. Her makeup is pretty. Bold lipstick. She looks gorgeous. I think she's got great size in her legs and nice definition coming through in her abs. But I think she needs just a little bit more lat to have a bigger V-taper, more quad to have a larger quad sweep, and I think that would give you a bit more of the X shape, and even a little more definition so you can see the details in those leg muscles a little bit more. But still, I think she's got a good amount of muscle. For now, on her frame, I think she looks really lovely, but I just want more. I want more curve, more intense width, and more exaggerated shape. Even maybe just posing with the leg a little bit further out would draw your eye further out, in, and further out. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, I think she's beautiful and she did a great job. Okay, Marissa in first place. So here we go. She's doing exactly what I just mentioned. She's got a bit more of that X frame that's visible. You really notice the V-taper coming all the way from her shoulders to her tiny waist, and then big fullness and roundness in the legs. You also have a bit more size. So she's got a lot of width in the legs and a lot of width in the lats, compared especially to her tiny waist. And then her conditioning is amazing. Crazy amount of detail in the quads, six-pack abs. Her arms are so easy to see all the different individual unique muscles. So I think she really nailed it. And the suit is gorgeous. The lipstick color is beautiful. Her eyeshadow, her posing is lovely. So she nailed it. Side by side, you definitely notice that X frame on Marissa and her conditioning. And from behind, the detail on Marissa, for sure. You've got detail in the hamstrings. You've got outlining of the glutes. Shannon just has a little bit more softness where she needs to have more of that sharp lined look. Okay, women's physique over 50. In first place, Lynn. Second, Shannon. So we've already seen Shannon. And here's Lynn in first place. Beautiful X, right? Her posing is fabulous. You notice that width. You notice the narrowness of her waist. Great detail in her abs and in her quads. I think the conditioning could have been even sharper, maybe a little bit of striations to come through. And the tan, to me, needs to be darker, a little bit more even. But still, great posing. That beautiful width in her upper body is a nice match with the lower body, and I think she looks really good. Here's her girls side by side. You can see Lynn has a more clear X shape in the way she's posing and the sweep of her quads, fullness in her lats. And from behind, beautiful delts on Lynn. Definitely you notice that V shape very clearly. But I think even she could have a little more conditioning to the back of her legs. And now women's physique over 55. In first place, Valley. Second, Andrea. And third, Shannon. So we've already seen Shannon. We've already seen Andrea, but that was in figure. So she is doing a crossover as well. Beautiful. I think this pose is very flattering to her shape. You notice the X frame very clearly, but I do think she just needs more size. She could have bigger lats. She could have more sweep to the quad, but great conditioning. I think you definitely notice the abs. You notice all the detail in her arms and in her legs. So I think she looks beautiful. It's a really good pose for her. And now Valley in first. So definitely you see more size. She's got amazing amount of muscle in her legs. Her inner thighs are crazy big, beautiful curves, great sweep to the quad, nice detail as well, particularly down by her kneecaps. You've got detail coming through. I feel like the other leg, like this leg here, I wish that you could see those lines a bit sharper. So I think the conditioning could have been a tiny bit more, but you've got nice ab definition. You've got good fullness. I think her tan could have been darker too, a little bit more even, maybe a bit more of that gloss added in some of those highlighting areas. But overall, I think she's got a great amount of size and beautiful style with the red suit, the red lip, lots of bold jewelry. Gorgeous. So there's a side-by-side. Clearly, Valley has the biggest size, the most conditioning. You see the muscles of her legs very clearly. This is definitely a more flattering picture than the one I just showed you. You've got a lot more of the definition showing through. She looks beautiful. And from behind, amazing detail in her glutes and great fullness to her legs. I think Andrea's got some nice conditioning, nice detail coming through her hamstrings. And I'm really liking the lats on Shannon. I think she's got some good detail here and a nice balance with her delts. But you're not really comparing to the fullness and size of Valley. Okay, that's it for this recap. I've got more coming up this weekend, more shows. It's a busy summer, so make sure you subscribe. Give me a like if you like this video. Comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com, and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.